Hello and welcome to round two of the DGFX GT Open Race Series. I'm Tim Brokaw, and today with us is Andrew Allen in the booth. Hello, Andrew.
Hey Tim, good to be here.
So we got a pretty good sized field today. I think it was upwards of 40 cars. I don't think we quite made 40 cars, but got the rough track, the McLaren MP412C, Cadillac, TTS VR, and the Ford GT all racing head to head.
Yeah, it's a great mix of cars here. We have real GT racing for iRacing, or at least the best that we can do, but it should be exciting door-to-door action.
Yeah, and with some new content that's soon to be released, I think this series stands to get better and better as time moves on.
Absolutely. And you can already see how much participation that this series is attracting. And we have the top names here, so it should really be interesting with the release of the items like the BMW Z4. But it looks like we're taking off.
Yep, the pace car's in, and Mac Backham of Team Radicals is going to take them into turn one, so let's see how it all pans out.
Looks pretty clean into turn one. At the beginning of the race, you don't want to make a mistake here because by the time you get back out on track, the whole field is past you.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I mean, with things packed so closely together, it can be really disastrous, having to avoid something and having nowhere to go.
Absolutely. So there might have been a bit of an off track there towards the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything but smoke and dirt. Like back here in the 20s, it is just a freight train. Trying to make sense of what's happening right now.
Yeah, it seems like other than
go ahead.
Seems like other than that, everything's going smoothly at the front here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a moment ago, I was following Jason Greifvogel, who's driving the Cadillac, and those things have just tremendous straight line speed here.
Yeah, it's amazing on the two straights. And you have Ullman, and then right after that, you have the start-finish straight. And if those two straights combine, I mean, it's easy to make up ground on the rough and the other cars as well.
Yeah, you combine that with some drafting, and those are some great passing opportunities. Oh, and it looks like someone just went to the wall coming out of back onto Almond Straight. Looked like a Hellenic Racing rough. I didn't see who. Oh, when Patrick Reynolds goes off into Sunset Bend. And looks like Andrew Allen and who was that? Travis Smith got together as well.
Yeah, that's just it's a difficult situation there. With you can't necessarily see the screen next to you for a lot of sim racers. Some of us can't really afford the triple screen, so it can always be a bit difficult. It looks like they both made it back out into the track.
Yeah, no major damage, that's good. Another thing about this series is drivers do get one free get out of jail free card,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit more incentive to get the racers back out on track if they do make a mistake, instead of just calling it a day after a minor impact. They can get out there and put in some laps and at least get some points.
Yeah, I'm watching Russell Clayton right now. It looks like he's got Big Mac right all over him.
Yeah, he's pounding him. Yeah, it's interesting to see. I mean, we'll have to see if many people are making moves this early in the race. We still got 10 minutes, or we're only 10 minutes into the race, so.
Looks like we're doing okay with the balancing here. You know, we've got a few roughs up front, but then it's McLaren, Ford, fourth and fifth. You can see where our top scored Cadillac is. Like there's just a great battle going for this fourth, fifth, and sixth still.
Yeah, meanwhile, the two radicals of Stradbeck and Townend seem to be gapping the field a little bit here.
Yeah, I just switched up to those, and
actually no,
yeah,
sorry, excuse me.
I wonder if they're working together.
Yeah, it's
Are you sure that's
Mark?
That looks like
Mac, Backham, and Townend.
Townend and Backham, yeah, both Radicals drivers. Those guys are just really fast too.
Yeah, no doubt. And this series is so great because we get to see a lot of gentleman drivers mixing it up with the best of the best, and it's a great opportunity, and it's just amazing to watch too.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much downtime. Stradbeck's running sixth place. I'm pretty sure that they are the top team scorer so far after round one. We had a second, third place finish with Stradbeck and Steve Brown at Daytona. Scored a lot of points. Keep an eye on that and see how they do today. In the white and green rough, still just pounding Russell Clayton.
Yeah, one of the most difficult things to do when you're in front of another car that's very close behind you is it's very difficult to keep your composure and just stay in your rhythm. Some guys are really good about not looking in their mirrors and just driving their race. For me, at least, I know I'm always tempted to glance in the mirror to see where the other car's at, but
yeah, the more you choose to look in the mirror or look at the relative, the gap, you're just not looking for your mark.
Right.
Yeah, they're turning 2-minute laps today. It's cold, low humidity, a lot of grip on the track tonight. How did the Cadillac do on tires, from your perspective?
You know, it actually felt pretty good at this point in the race. They were just starting to come in. Felt really consistent. Yeah, it felt good. Compared to Daytona, the grip I think was more consistent here.
Yeah, well, the weather was pretty. Did you prefer to go with more loose setup, or keep it pretty tight?
Yeah, well, this track is pretty flat. There's not a lot of camber on these corners, and combined with the bumpy sections of runway that you have, you know, composing the makeup of the track, I wanted to keep the car pretty stable. So yeah, I kind of went for a very neutral setup here.
Oh, looks like Russell Clayson just pulled over. He must have taken a cut course and serving a slowdown penalty. He's going to lose 2 spots, and it looks like maybe 3. No, he holds on to that, but that's unfortunate. He lost out to Gignac and Strodbeck right there.
Yep. And Pers is right there behind, just ready to make his move.
You know, it's really talking to Russell before, you know, in the practice session, and he's sharing setup info with me and stuff, and he was looking pretty strong. Ooh, he takes a big off and saves it. Looks like he wants that spot back really badly. Yep, now looks like he and Gignac have changed places. Oh, he's making a move. He's gonna try and get the pass down into the hairpin chicane.
Yep.
Nope. He gets loose.
And
oh, that's bad. Looks like he's gonna lose a lot of spots.
yeah, looks like Brown got through. Brown had a little mishap himself just prior to that.
Did he lose some spots as well?
I believe so, but he's back out on track. Didn't lose too many spots.
Just checking back on Russell. He's down to the 10th. He's back up and moving. Now under attack by Stefan Overgaard in Asbury Motorsports 4 GT. Russell making a move. Oh, and he gets into the side of LaMarche. Pushes him wide. That was pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand what Clayson was thinking there. You know, he knew he had faster pace. It's just one of those things. I think in that situation, a little bit of patience goes a long way.
Yeah, I think there was enough room for them to get through there, but I just don't think that there was enough communication between the two.
Like Steve Brown is in pits for Turn 2 in Motorsport.
After his incident.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure if he's looking to get repairs here or if he's fueling up.
Looks like he's exited out.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like Patrick Renaud passed Joe on turn 1, looks like. Joe Peak from Turn 2 Motorsports. And that was for the 7th spot. Or no, excuse me, 18th.
20. Joe's currently scored in 20th, right behind Blackadder Motorsports McLaren there. He's actually in between 2 from what I see.
Yep.
Jay Bryant currently scored in 21st. Joe Peak 20th. front of him, I would think that is... Not sure, that might be a lap car, that might be a back marker. Back up front, looks like Pers and Gignac going too wide through Sunset Bend. They're going to drag race down the front straight. Oh, they're still side by side going into turn 1. Gignac on the outside. Pers going to be able to hold him off. Still side by side. No, Gignac pulled in front.
And that's a good move there. It's a very good move.
Yeah, nice give and take there. Ooh, and Pers gets loose and spins it. No contact. Ooh, and James Alex Brown has just spun it. And tagged Alamaris.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there.
Hopefully not too serious. Looks like he locked the rears up. Wonder if that's a brake bias issue.
Yeah, and that's also something I wanted to touch on earlier, is that the Ford GT is set up very, very stiff. Not a lot of suspension movement on that car. It relies a lot on its aero to keep it on the ground, and at low speeds into braking zones, it can be a handful sometimes.
Shot of you here going by McAdams, who looks like to have some rear wing damage on that Ford GT.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much that's affecting his top speed there, but I'll tell you something, the Cadillac just gets up and goes.
Yep, looks like I'm actually coming up behind him here. I don't know how much that bent wing can't be doing him any favors. Looks like a big air brake sticking up the back.
Yeah.
It's definitely affecting the straight line speed. Following Jeremy Poole now with Justin Frank Gignac behind Brian Strodbeck in 4th place. I believe that would be the highest toward McLaren. Hopefully he can bring it home. Steve Brown's back out and running. He must have re-entered the race, but it looks like he's probably a lap down.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he had a really strong finish at Daytona. Looks like he's given way to the other drivers to make it facilitate them passing as much as possible. And there, Lee Pembroke going by that damaged Ford GT, Blackadder Motorsports. That aero damage is definitely costing him time. Julie Redmond now, teammate of that car, it actually looks like she's going to take that spot away from them. I believe she's the only female driver that we have in this series. I had a good time driving.
Yeah,
she traded places a couple times.
Yeah, it's great that she's out here, you know, showing the rest of us guys that that women can give us a run for our money for sure.
She beat me.
Yeah.
There's you and I on the back straight, 3 Blackadder Motorsports behind us. It'll be interesting to see how the points shape up after this round. We'll have to take some time, crunch the numbers, and see how it's all shaping up.
Definitely, yeah. I think the top 5 teams from Daytona, at least, were very close together in terms of points.
Yeah, I think there'll be some upsetting results. Steve Brown being one of them.
Yeah, costly.
But they do have the drop week. Ooh, Stefan Overgaard gets loose going into the hairpin chicane. Adams just trying to make the best of what he's got left of that car, and it looks like Julie Redmond got by, going into the sunset bend. Looks like Brian Strodbeck is not going to let anything keep him away. Jerry Cole's going to do his best to not let him get away. Ignac now threatening Poole.
And meanwhile, it's like the Radicals duo up front, running 1 and 2, working very well together. About a second or so separating the two, it looks like. Just getting in their rhythm and clocking the laps in.
Ackham is in second now. He started in first, so he did let his teammate by. That's what, Townend?
Yeah.
And let's see, the gap between second and third is 12 seconds, so they are definitely putting a gap on the field. I wonder if there's some team tactics happening. Looks like they're coming up on some lap traffic of Jared Lawson. No, I'm sorry, that you spoke. That's Bad Cactus Racing Ford GT there.
A little bit of a scary moment for Townend, I'm sure, as he split the 2 lap cars.
Yeah. Everybody seemed to know which direction they were headed.
Yep. And no matter how much experience the guys out here have, it can be difficult to trust other drivers sometimes too. You just never know quite exactly what they're thinking.
That is the truth. We've got about 17 minutes till the time runs out here. These guys look, ooh, Backham takes a big off, oh, and he's into the wall. Heavy damage on the second place car, Mac Backham.
Oh, that is just so unfortunate. They were looking so strong. They were in for a 1-2 finish for sure.
Yep, he got way loose going into turn 1, tried to save it, and it just wasn't happening. That's going to promote Strodbeck to second. Looks like in the meantime we missed something. Jeremy Poole has dropped from 4th to 6th, so he must have had a moment. Joe Feet climbing his way up. He's moved up to 18th currently, just past David Wyman there. No, sorry, David Wyman just flat down. Looks like Travis Mim has some front end damage on his Cadillac as well. Although his last lap was just over 2 minutes flat, so he's still pulling some really solid times even with that damage. Marco Mogren's getting a little two-wheel action going over some curbs.
Yeah, I noticed that. You know, he's driving pretty aggressively. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Well, that's definitely one of the strong points for the rough right now, is that it's able to take curves like a champ.
That is true. The rough is just so good at maintaining his composure through the rough stuff on this track.
And even on the racing line, there's some rough stuff on this track.
That is true.
Personally, I had set some softer dampeners for this track, and I was bottoming out in several places.
Yeah, I mean, considering how old this racetrack is and what it's actually this surface is, it can really wreck some havoc out there. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I spun it in practice.
Following Ignac and Montero, Three White Motorsports, these guys look like they might have some team tactics happening as well. Get that draft going. I have not seen any bump drafting yet here. I can't remember, but I think there might have been a little bit of that happening at Daytona.
Yeah, I mean, you see that a lot, especially with Spec Miata and other cars of that nature that really benefit from a draft. With GT cars, you sometimes see it here in iRacing. You don't really see it that often in the real life equivalent, just because of the fragile aerodynamics of the car. But
yeah, these short-term gains.
Yep.
Oh, McAdams had a spin. Like he got through it without actually collecting anybody or himself into anything. Tell you what, this Gabriel Gignac, strong performance so far as far as our rounds. Pretty impressed. He had a scary moment avoiding the fun car there.
Yeah, it's something when you're out here in the dark, and next thing you know, your headlights sweep across a car that's stuck in the middle of the track. It's a pretty harrowing experience.
Or just a bunch of smoke and dirt flying through the air and you can't see much anything.
You said it, Tim.
Fourth and fifth. Looks like it's now been replaced by Jeremy Poole, who looks like he's fixing to make a move, and they've got Ethan Breitvogel lap after just ahead of them there. And that caddy is a lap down on the straight. It's going to be a tall order.
Up in that lap, Torque Chicken car does the right thing there, and
yeah, brakes early, or lifts early, allows them to go by before the turn. Two seem to be pretty well locked together, which says something, I think, for the balancing of these cars that we've done You know, we've got two completely different cars that we've had to add ballast to bring them down to the speed of the other two, and they're still, you know, battling it out inter-chassis.
Yeah, it's about as good as you can get here on iRacing.
And I've said it on the forums to these drivers, pretty soon we're going to be getting the BMW Z4, and that's going to switch up the classes that we use here, the cars rather. And so there'll be a mid-season point where all the drivers can choose again what car they want. So you might see drivers in different cars here, a couple races down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure a lot of the top teams are going to be doing a lot of testing to see which car is going to suit their driving styles, which car will seem to have the advantage over the others throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and ideally, you know, it's going to be marginal so that any car can compete. But, you know, there's those small nuances that, you know, should hopefully, you know, they shouldn't be perfectly balanced track to track, but they should be close.
Yeah, and what might be much faster at one track might be slower on the next week's track, or vice versa.
True.
It's always a give and take.
I haven't decided yet, and it's going to depend on what iRacing does when the Z4 comes out and what's available. But we might include the Corvette if it can be slowed down to GT3 speed. But I really don't know. I'll still go with what we've got here, slow down the GT3 to the Cadillac and Ford speed.
Yeah, and many people have pointed out on the forums is that what we really need is some sort of engine restrictors, or
Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be nice to slow down the car without affecting its handling.
right. Still the battle for 5th and 6th race is on.
Who's that again?
It's Gignac and
Jeremy
Kurz.
Poole?
No, I think it's Kurz.
I'm showing Poole in 4th, Gignac behind him in 5th. And then behind him is Purr, and Jason Breifogel behind Purr's lap down.
So what is that? 4th, 5th, and 6th all together then?
Yep. That means Jeremy Poole did get by Gignac. We missed that, unfortunately, but he definitely had the pace. So whether or not he forced the move or forced a mistake, or maybe Gabriel just cracked under the pressure. See if he can retaliate.
I think somewhere along the way we might have missed Mogren actually dropping out or dropping behind.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about him taking some big curves, and it looked a little risky. I wonder if that came back to bite him.
Yeah, well, he's running 11th right now, so it doesn't look like whatever he did or didn't do was too much. But we'll keep tabs on him. Does look like his last lap was a 2:08.5, so he did have an off track somewhere.
Yeah, car for the most part, I don't see any damage on there. He doesn't seem to be. Oop! Oh, commentator's curse. Spin into the wall just now.
Into the tire barrier, and that looks like he's done for the day.
Tow.
Yep.
I'm looking at McDonald here. He's also got some heavy front end damage on his rough. still out there lapping. He had a pretty good showing at Daytona. But it looks like the battle really is Bull and Gignac putting on the show. One cannot just get away from the other. Brian is out there. McLaren looks like he's missing the engine cover, which is including his rear spoiler. He's got no rear aero on that car.
Yeah, that's got to be affecting him negatively. Looks like there's a battle just inside the top 10 as well. Let's see here. Oh, yep. What do you know? That's me. It looks like I just pulled away from Perifao of FRT Racing.
Oh, the Prey Racing team? Yeah, or Ferry Racing team?
Yeah.
Yeah, top 10. Looking good. Little loose into the hairpin chicane there.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of
your line through there.
No, I think it's just a matter of pressing too hard to get past that 9th position and maybe heating up the rear tires a bit. On the Cadillac, it's really easy to do that.
Yeah, I don't know about from where you were sitting, but where I'm sitting, those brake rotors are getting really hot.
And I'm not sure if you're able to tell there, Tim, but generally you want the rears to be glowing a little bit as well. That'll show a bit of a good balance between front and rear brake bias. Too much front brake, and it's gonna tend to understeer into the corners. Yep.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of glow going on there. Not too much. The fronts are definitely working harder from what I see. Checking on our leaders real quick here. Blake Townend. About 2 minutes to go here. Is just putting down blistering laps. 159.4 is last lap around. The gap between him and Brian Strodbeck is 18, going on 19 seconds. Just really putting that car through the motions.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much putting on a clinic for everybody else right now. I mean, he's really showing everybody how it's done. So smooth, so consistent.
Yeah, very impressive.
Strodbeck making his way through some lap traffic, looks like.
Go ahead and get some roll bar can down in here for a sec. Wow. He's braking really late into the hairpin chicane. But you couldn't tell from the turn apex and exit. I mean, He must have that dialed in.
Yeah, and also very smooth through Cunningham. And you can see how much time he's gaining on that lap traffic.
Yeah, that'd be Marshall Williams, the torque chicken. He had some connection problems. He's several laps down. Gonna go ahead and let him by.
Making their way through Bishop up to Lamont.
Bishop to Bend, that's about flat out. That is flat out, actually. Down the Ullman Straight, looks like he's coming up on David Wymond, is also several laps down.
Yeah, and this is the fastest part of the track too. They're getting up to 155 miles per hour there. For the Cadillacs, that might actually be quite a bit faster.
Maybe 160?
Yeah.
Well, looks like he is now on the final lap. Gonna bring it home. But since I don't think anyone's gonna challenge that, let's go see what could shake out in the last lap. Looks like we have a Frey Racing Team McLaren. Either service slowdown or running out of gas. You've just passed him by, his teammate, driving past down to the sunset. Looks like for the rest of the field, this is going to be their last lap here as well. Like Julie Redmond going around Travis Mim. I'm not sure if he's a lap down or not. No, he's not. That is a battle for position between teammates. 14th and 15th place.
I'm showing that they still should have a couple more laps here.
Showing final lap flag is out. I could be wrong. The telemetry data has been known to be wrong on the overlays, so we'll see. Alamaris is trying to keep Overgaard off of them. Overgaard looks to be wanting to make a move here. Alamaris just takes those curves. Overgaard's got to avoid him. He's got the draft. Gonna poke inside. Nope, not close enough. Then going into sunset. Strodbeck in second place. He's only got about a 2-second gap on Montero back there. But he's got to hit a lap car behind him. That'll give him some time. Parafoul looking to make a move on you in a turn 1. Not gonna happen.
That is a hard place to pass.
Yeah.
It's so high.
Smooth.
No, it's so high speed, and with all the bounciness in the track there, if you try to plant the throttle down too soon, it gets really loose.
we're still showing final lap, and these guys are still going around, so they might have another one to go. Yeah, Jeremy Poole has dropped the fourth, lost the place to Gignac again. No, he did not. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. He's leading over Gignac. I was gonna say I thought we lost or missed out on another pass that happened. Ed Verath, a lap down, moves out of the way. I would say the battle of the race must have been Gabriel and Poole. Overguard still looking like he wants to take this 7th place away from Alamara, Helena Grazing.
Yeah, that's a great battle right there for 7th. So within 0.3 of a second now. A little bit of loud traffic.
Ooh, yeah. Well, if he's gonna do something, he's gonna have to force it. It's Almar
Could happen here. Nope.
Yep. Holds him off. He went defensive and worked for him. And that's not easy to do. Someone breathing down your neck like that, to sacrifice your line just to prevent them from getting around.
Overguard a little bit wide. They go through tower.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna be able to run him down. This is the last lap. I think it's gotta be. I know it switched to me spinning it beginning of my last lap, and I lost 2 spots. So this should be the last lap here.
Wow, and actually for 4th and 5th, it looks like Poole just barely got across the line before Gignac took the last turn really wide. Ended up only being 0.4 between the two, and there's actually quite a significant gap there.
Oh, yeah, I just did an instant replay of that. Yeah, that was milliseconds. Yeah, he got loose going into Sunset Bend, and Gignac got a great run. He would have ran him down if he had another couple hundred feet.
Absolutely. That's racing.
That's it. So that he did make it happen. He got the 3rd place podium spot. Gignac with a really strong run. That was Brian Godback in 2nd, and Max Backham. I'm sorry, Blake Townend, just with a phenomenal run, way out in front on a mission to another planet.
Yeah, and actually, don't forget about Montero. I'm showing him coming in 3rd.
Really? That's I've got something showing wrong here then, but yeah, that does sound right. Look at the results here, and we'll give you your final finishing position. So we have Blake Townend winning it, Strodbeck in 2nd, Montero, you're correct, is in 3rd place. It's a very good run for him. James Poole in 4th, Gabriel Gignac in 5th, Andy Purz in George Alamaris in 7th, Stefan Overgaard in 8th, Andrew Allen, yourself, pulled a top 10, 9th, good job.
All right.
Danny Parafau in 10th. You want to go ahead through the 11 through 20.
Yeah, we got Patrick Renaud in 11th. Travis Mim in the Cadillac CTS, going 12th. Russell Clayson, 13th. Julie Redmond, 14th. Tim Brokaw, our gracious host, 15th. Ryan Knoll, I'm sure I butchered that name, coming in 16th.
No, that's right.
Oh, okay. You got Joe Peak in 17th, return 2. Bryant, last name Bryant, Blackadder Motorsports, coming in 18th. Banfield in 19th. Briefogle?
Briefogle.
Oh, coming in 20th.
All right. Go ahead and run out the rest of the field real quick. Ed Brass for Bad Cactus in 21st. Anthony Woodward, 22nd. Brad McAdams, 23rd. James Alex Brown, Torque Chicken, in 24th. David Wammond, also Torque Chicken, 25th. Steve Brown with a rather disappointing run for turn 2 in 26th. Christos Panolas in 27th. Avery McDonald, 28th. Jose Fernandez, 29th. Marco Mogren for Blackadder in 30th. Marshall Williams, 31st. Mac Backham, who could have done much better under different circumstances, than 32nd. Baldwin, 33rd. Garrett Lawson, 34th. Bill Kazantas in 35th. John Ellers, 36th. And Dave LaMarche in 37th. And that does it for this month's race at Sebring International Raceway. We'll see you all again in a month. I believe that's going to be Long Beach. I have to check my schedule to be sure. So we'll catch you next time. I'm Tim Brokaw with Andrew Allen, bidding you adieu.